everyone. I am Dheeraj Singh, working as an assistant professor in ABS Engineering College. Welcome to the new lecture on Fourier transform. So, in the last class we have studied about what is Fourier transform, how we can evaluate Fourier transform from for a signal x of t. Now, in today's lecture we will see properties of Fourier transform and we will evaluate Fourier transform of some more signals that we are going to cover in today's lecture. So, these are the contents that we are going to start, we are going to discuss. First of all, we will see the properties of Fourier transform like linearity property, time shifting, what will happen to the Fourier transform if we will shift our frequency, how the time reversal will have an effect on Fourier transform, how the differentiation in time domain will lead to its implication in frequency domain, and how the differentiation in frequency domain will lead to implication in time domain. Then we will have convolution property and duality property. After that, using these properties we will find out some of the Fourier transform. So, first of all we will see the properties. First property is linearity. So, linearity property says that if I have a signal x1 t and it has a Fourier transform x1 omega, if I have a signal x2 t, it has a Fourier transform of x2 omega. In that case, a into x1 t plus b into x2 t will have a Fourier transform of a into x1 omega plus b into x2 of omega. So, this is our linearity property, which is mainly composed of homogeneity and superposition principle. So, this is our homogeneity and superposition principle. Then second is time shifting property. Time shifting property states that if I have a signal x of t and it has a Fourier transform x of omega, if I will shift my signal in time domain by t naught units, then in frequency domain a multiplication factor will come e to the power minus j omega t naught into x of omega. So, this is our time shifting property. अगर टाइम डोमेन में मैं शिफ्ट करता हूँ टी नॉट यूनिट से, तो फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन में ई टू द पावर माइनस जे ओमेगा टी नॉट फैक्टर मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन में. इन द सिमिलर वे it will also lead to x of t plus t naught will have Fourier transform e to the power j omega t naught x of omega, that is signal delayed and that is signal advanced. Then we have frequency shifting property. So, frequency shifting property, that if I have a signal x t and it has a Fourier transform x of omega, on multiplying the e to the power j omega naught t by x of t will lead to shifting in frequency domain by omega naught unit. In the similar way, if I will multiply e की power minus j omega naught t into x of t, it will lead to x of omega plus ओमेगा नॉट. तो टाइम डोमेन में अगर मैं एक्सपोनेंशियल फैक्टर से ई टू द पावर जे ओमेगा नॉट टी से मल्टीप्लाई करता हूँ, तो फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन में शिफ्टिंग होगी ई टू द शिफ्टिंग होगी ओमेगा नॉट यूनिट से. द नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज टाइम रिवर्सल प्रॉपर्टी. इट स्टेट्स दैट इफ आई हैव अ सिग्नल एक्स टी एंड इट हैज अ Fourier transform x of omega, if I will reverse my signal in time domain and in frequency domain also it will be reversed, then frequency domain में भी reverse हो जाएगा अगर मैं time domain में अपने signal को reverse करता हूँ तो. Then we have differentiation in time domain property, which states that if I have a signal x t which is the Fourier transform of x of omega, if I will differentiate my signal in time domain, then in frequency domain a factor j omega will be multiplied. अगर टाइम डोमेन में डिफरेंशिएशन करता हूं तो एक j ओमेगा फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन में मल्टीप्लाई हो जाता है. सो इफ इट विल लीड टू d2 by dt स्क्वायर ऑफ x of t, it will lead to Fourier transform of j omega square x of omega. जितनी बार डिफरेंशिएट करूंगा उतनी बार j ओमेगा की पावर बढ़ती जाएगी. दिस इज आवर डिफरेंशिएशन इन टाइम डोमेन प्रॉपर्टी. देन डिफरेंशिएशन इन फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन प्रॉपर्टी. So it states that if I have an x t, Fourier transform is x omega, then t into x t, if there is a multiplication of t in time domain, in frequency domain there will be differentiation of x of omega with the multiplication of j. So this is our property of differentiation in frequency domain. Next property we have is convolution property, which states that if I have a signal x1 t, which is a Fourier transform of x1 omega, then x2 t has a Fourier transform of x2 omega. If I will convolute two signals in time domain, it will lead to multiplication of two signals in frequency domain. Convolution is an operator which is used to find out the response of an LTI system. So if I need to find out the response of LTI system, we always perform convolution, and that convolution in time domain leads to multiplication in frequency domain. This is our convolution property. Then at last we have duality property, which states that if I have an x t, which is a Fourier transform of x of omega, then x of t will have Fourier transform of 2 pi into x of minus omega. This will be our duality property. So these are the properties that we have discussed today. So we will use these properties to find out the Fourier transform of different signals. So first signal that we are going to start is, we need to find out double sided real exponential signal e to the power minus a into mod of t. We will find out its Fourier transform. As the signal is e to the power minus a mod of t, when we will open mod of t, we will get e to the power minus a t for t greater than or equal to 0, and e to the power a t for t less than 0. So if I will plot it graphically, it will be like e to the power a t for t less than 0, and e to the power minus a t power a t for t less than 0, e to the power minus a t for t greater than 0. So we can write our function x t as e to the power minus a t u t plus e to the power a t u of minus t, u t where u of t is unit step signal. So e to the power minus a t u t, we have evaluated in our lectures that e to the power minus a t u t will have a Fourier transform of 1 upon a plus j omega. Then e to the power a t u of minus t will have a Fourier transform of 1 upon a minus j omega by using time reversal property. The time reversal property was x of t, if it has a Fourier transform of x of omega, then x of minus t will have a Fourier transform of x of minus omega. So we have used time reversal property to find out the Fourier transform of e to the power a t into u of minus t. Now this was the signal for which we need to find out the Fourier transform. E to the power minus a t u t will have a Fourier transform of 1 upon a plus j omega plus e to the power a t u of minus t have Fourier transform of 1 upon a minus j omega, because signals are adding in time domain, we can add its Fourier transform also in frequency domain by using linearity property. So, here we have used linearity property where the two signals are added in time domain will also get added in frequency domain. So, on solving this we will get 2a, on solving this we will get a minus j omega plus a plus j omega, a minus j omega into a plus j omega. So, we will get 2a in numerator, in denominator we have the formula of a minus b a plus b. So, we will get a square plus omega square. On finding out its magnitude we will get 2a upon a square plus omega square, because we do not have any imaginary term in our Fourier transform, we do not have any imaginary term. So, angle of x of omega will come out 0 degree. So, this will be the, this was the signal, we have time domain, in frequency domain we have x of omega, and angle we have said that it will be 0 degree. Now, the next is, next we will find out Fourier transform of unit impulse signal del of t. Here we have x of t is del of t. So, we know the formula for Fourier transform, x of t e to the power minus j omega t dt, because x of t is del of t e to the power minus j omega t dt. Here we will use the property of unit impulse signal. Unit impulse signal की property क्या है? If it is integrated with the multiplication of any function, then its integration will come out the value of function at t equals to 0. So, इस property का use करके this is our del t, this will be our f of t. So, it will be our f of t at t equals to 0. So, e to the power minus j omega 0, it will come out 1. So, del of t and 1 will make a Fourier transform pair. So, del of t will have a Fourier transform of 1, or we can say magnitude of x omega is 1 and angle of x omega is 0. So, this is our signal in time domain, unit impulse. This is its frequency domain, in which it has a constant value of 1 for all of the frequency. So, it has a value of 1 for all values of omega, and angle is 0 because we do not have any imaginary part. So, this is our Fourier transform of unit impulse signal. Next is, we need to find out the Fourier transform of constant 1. We have calculated the Fourier transform of unit impulse signal. Now, we need to find out the Fourier transform of 1. We know that x of t is 1 is not absolutely integrable. हमने कुछ कंडीशंस पढ़ी थी जिनके अकॉर्डिंग Fourier ट्रांसफॉर्म उन्हीं का निकल सकता है जो वो कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करेंगे. Those conditions were also known as Dirichlet's condition. So, the condition was minus infinity to infinity, magnitude of x t dt must be less than infinity. So, ये signal 1 जो है मेरा, which is this signal, is not satisfying this condition. So, we cannot find out its Fourier transform directly. We cannot find its Fourier transform directly because it is not satisfying Dirichlet's condition, but still we can find out its Fourier transform using duality property. So, duality property क्या कहती है? That if del t has a Fourier transform of 1, that we have seen in our last example, then 1 will have Fourier transform of 2 pi into del of minus omega, and del of minus omega will be equal to del of omega. So, 1 will have a Fourier transform of 2 pi del omega. So, this is our signal in time domain. So, it will be the signal in frequency domain. So, it will be 2 pi into del of omega. Next is find the Fourier transform of signum function. So, Fourier transform signum function we need to find out. So, signum function we have defined, it has a value of 1 for t greater than 0 and it has a value of minus 1 for t less than 0. Again this function is also not absolutely integrable. So, as per Dirichlet condition, its Fourier transform does not exist, but I have said earlier also those were sufficient, but not necessary conditions. So, we can find out its Fourier transform, but not directly from Fourier transform formula. So, we cannot find out its Fourier transform directly, but we can find out its Fourier transform by considering that signum of t will be equal to limit a tends to 0 e to the power minus a t u t minus e to the power a t u of minus t. If e to the power minus a t u t, it will be u of t. So, this will be u of t minus e to the power a t u of minus t. So, this will be our signal that we have written here. So, x of omega will be equal to limit a tends to 0 Fourier transform of e to the power minus a t u t minus Fourier transform e to the power a t u of minus t. E to the power minus a t u t we have evaluated, it is 1 upon a plus j omega. E to the power a t u of minus t we have evaluated as 1 upon a minus j omega. So, by putting the value of a tends to 0. So, it will lead to 1 upon j omega only, and it will lead to 1 upon minus j omega. So, we will have 2 upon j omega. So, signum t will have a Fourier transform of 2 by j omega, where signum of t, this is our signal in time domain, and when we will calculate its magnitude, it will come out 2 by omega, its magnitude will come out x of omega will be equal to 2 by omega. So, when we will plot a magnitude of x of omega with respect to omega, we will get this magnitude spectrum and angle, because real part is 0. So, we will get angle of plus pi by 2 and minus pi by 2, we will get plus pi by 2 for omega less than 0 and minus pi by 2 for omega greater than 0. So, this will be its phase spectrum, and this is its magnitude spectrum. Or we can say amplitude spectrum. So, this is the Fourier transform of signum function. So, next is we need to find out the Fourier transform of unit step function u of t. We need to find out u of t, we know the signal is this, for t greater than 0 it has a value of 1, this is our function u of t, and for t less than 0 it has a value of 0. Again this function is also not absolutely integrable, because if I will integrate it from 0 to infinity u of t have a value of 1 dt, obviously it will lead to infinity. So, it is not satisfying Dirichlet condition, again because it is not satisfying Dirichlet condition. So, we cannot find out its Fourier transform directly. So, we cannot find its Fourier transform directly. So, what we will do in this case, we will express unit step function in terms of signum function. So, we will express unit step function in terms of signum function. So, u of t can be written as half plus half of signum of t. So, signal half is plotted like this, this is our signal half. Signum t, we know signum t is, this is signum t 1 and minus 1. So, when you multiply it with half, we will get this signal half for t greater than equal to 0 and minus half for t less than 0. So, on adding these two signals we will get our unit step signal, like for t less than 0 it has a value of half, for t less than 0 it has a value of minus half. So, half minus half will become 0 for t less than 0, and for t greater than 0 it has a value of half, and for t greater than 0 it has a value of half. So, it will lead to 1. So, we will obtain it our unit step signal. As we know that constant 1 has a Fourier transform 2 pi del omega. By using linearity property or you can say homogeneity principle, half will have a Fourier transform of 2 pi del omega by 2, or we can say pi of del omega. And we have also evaluated signum of t, Fourier transform pair for signum of t. Signum of t had a Fourier transform of 2 by j omega. So, half of signum of t will have a Fourier transform of 1 by j omega. So, half plus half signum t will have a Fourier transform of half as a Fourier transform of pi of del omega, and half of signum of t will have a Fourier transform of 1 by j omega. So, u of t which is equals to half plus half signum t. So, u of t will have a Fourier transform of pi of del omega plus 1 of 1 by j omega. So, this is the Fourier transform of unit step function. We have not evaluated it directly from the Fourier transform formula, but by expressing in terms of signum function, because it does not satisfy absolutely integrable condition which is given by Dirichlet. So, this is our signal in time domain, and this is our signal in frequency domain. So, this was our signum function, this is our u t, and this is our magnitude of x of omega. So, next is we need to find the Fourier transform of e to the power j omega naught t and e to the power minus j omega naught t. We have to find out its Fourier transform. Again I will use property 1 का Fourier transform हमने कैलकुलेट करा था, it was by using duality property, it was 2 pi into del of omega. If I will multiply e to the power j omega naught t by 1, so by using frequency shifting property, if x of t has a Fourier transform of x of omega, e to the power j omega naught t x t will have a Fourier transform of x of omega minus omega naught. So, if I will multiply this factor by 1, then in frequency domain it will be 2 pi del of omega minus omega naught, that was our frequency shifting property. Then e to the power minus j omega naught t, e to the power minus j omega naught t, because we are multiplying 1 with e to the power minus j omega naught t. So, we will get 2 pi into del of omega plus omega naught. So, this is our Fourier transform of e to the power j omega naught t, and this one is Fourier transform of e to the power minus j omega naught t. So, we are getting a impulse at omega naught and we are getting an impulse at minus of omega naught. So, this is we are getting our impulse at omega naught and minus omega naught. Also you can see that this, you will find out that this signal or this function is periodic in nature. So, periodicity in time domain will lead to discrete nature in frequency domain. So, you can see these Fourier transform are discrete in nature. So, टाइम डोमेन में periodicity लीड करती है discreteness in frequency domain. This is our x of omega. So, this is lead to discrete in nature. Also you can see that in time domain non periodicity like this signal, this is aperiodic, this function was aperiodic because the signal was aperiodic. So, it will lead to the Fourier transform to continuous nature. So, from here we can state that if a function is periodic in time domain, then in frequency domain it will have a discrete values. अगर टाइम डोमेन में पीरियोडिक है तो फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन में डिस्क्रीट होगा, अगर टाइम डोमेन में ए पीरियोडिक है तो फ्रीक्वेंसी डोमेन में कंटिन्यूअस होगा. दिस इज आवर कंक्लूजन. So, we have calculated the Fourier transform of e to the power j omega naught t and e to the power minus j omega naught t. Now, we need to find out the Fourier transform of cos omega naught t and sin omega naught t. Now, we will find out the Fourier transform of cos and sin function. So, cos omega naught t can be written as e to the power j omega naught t plus e to the power minus j omega naught t divided by 2. This is our cos omega naught t formula. Again we know that e to the power j omega naught t, that we have seen here, e to the power j omega naught t by using frequency shifting property has a Fourier transform of 2 pi into del of omega minus omega naught. So, 2 pi into del of omega minus omega naught. So, it can be written as half e to the power j omega naught t plus half e to the power minus j omega naught t. So, half e to the power j omega naught t will lead to half into 2 pi del of omega minus omega naught. So, it is shifted in frequency domain. So, half e to the power j omega naught t will have a Fourier transform of pi into del of omega minus omega naught. So, in the similar way e to the power minus j omega naught t or half e to the power minus j omega naught t, you can say that it will have a Fourier transform pi into del of omega naught omega plus omega naught. So, cos omega naught t which is equal to half e to the power j omega naught t plus half e to the power minus j omega naught t will have Fourier transform pi into del of omega minus omega naught plus pi into del of omega plus omega naught. So, cos omega naught t का Fourier transform आएगा pi, we have taken as common del of omega minus omega naught plus del of omega plus omega naught. So, this is our function which is equals to cos omega naught t cosine function. So, it will have an impulse omega minus omega naught पर एक impulse आ गई which will have a magnitude of phi. At minus omega naught it will have a magnitude of pi, and angle there is no need to find out the angle. So, sin omega naught t, similarly cos omega naught t will have a Fourier transform this. In the same way we can find out sin omega naught t which is e to the power j omega naught t minus e to the power minus j omega naught t divided by 2j. So, sin omega naught t will have a Fourier transform of pi by j by using again frequency shifting property del of omega minus omega naught minus del of omega plus omega naught. So, we have calculated Fourier transform of some of the signals like sine, cosine, exponential signals, double sided exponential signals. Some of the transform we can calculate directly by using formula of Fourier transform. Some of them do not satisfy Dirichlet condition. So, we need to find out their Fourier transform by indirect method like the one that we have done for unit step signal, for signum function, for the constant one. इन सिग्नल्स का मैंने इनडायरेक्ट वे में फूरियर ट्रांसफॉर्म निकाला है बिकॉज दे डू नॉट सेटिस्फाई डिरिचलेट कंडीशन. थैंक यू.